We are going to do a walk around of my 1966 International Harvester Travelall 1000A custom model. I just rinsed it off, so yes, it is wet. But that's because here in Colorado, the yellow pollen is out and it gets on everything, so I just rinsed it off. So, does that hide any blemishes? Probably. But if you're interested in this car, you're not necessarily interested in blemishes. This has got character. All right, so I'm going to tell you everything about it. I hate when I buy a vehicle and there's surprises that weren't revealed. So I'm going to give you all the ugly shit, and you can make up your mind as you see fit. We'll start at the top. It's white over blue, original colors. There is going to be some scratches and various parts of the car. There's one very slight dent here from a pole hitting it at one point. The gutter, though, is intact. It doesn't leak. But the roof is fine. All right. Windshield, brand new windshield. No, I'm sorry. This windshield is the original. What's brand new is the seal. The seal was bad, so I had Safe Light pull out the windshield, put the seal in, and put the original windshield back in. So that's good. These are the original windshield wipers. Of course, the springs are old, almost 50 years, so they don't push as hard. So these are like aftermarket little thing you can put on them that just holds them tight to the windshield. So those are on. As I said in the description, besides this rubber, all the rubber should be replaced. It is cracked and did leak, but it has been sealed secondarily. They've got to be pulled anyways. So, of course, pulling this curved window is going to be tricky. This one is cracked. Replacing these is expensive, so I did not want to take that chance of cracking one, and I just went with what the previous owner did, which was seal. He had these already sealed. So these do not leak. As you may have already seen in the video, that the tailgate window does move and up and down, but it does not work from this switch, which it should. It's got a bad switch on the inside of the tailgate. It does work from the switch onto the dashboard. Of course, it works better when the car's running. When it's running off battery, it moves real slow. The seals in here all need to be replaced because water can get in there and then drip on the inside. So that's where, if it's going to leak, it's going to leak inside that. All the badge emblems are there. Try to buy those and you're going to have a hard time. As you can see, it's got the dog leg here, but that piece is missing on the other side. I've never been able to find it. Maybe someone can find it. These are original International Harvester mirrors. There's the one, believe it or not, these things are an option. This one is an option. International Harvester mirrors. There's one gas tank, not two. Obviously, well, the shadows aren't showing it, but there's that shading that happens when gas leaks out. I'm sure when someone filled it, so it is somewhat stained the paint. But that is all there. Headlights all original chrome. All the lights work. You're gonna see stuff like that, little chipped paint with some rust. Now, they said this was wet. Now it's starting to dry. You can kind of see that the front fender is shiny, but the rest of the vehicle is kind of satin. That's because the previous owner, maybe 20 years ago, repainted these with the original paint color. There's no Bondo that I can tell. I think he just had them repainted. doing a magnet test. It sticks to the whole car, so I don't think there's any bondo at all. The doors all work. We'll get this one later. Nice and solid. This lock cylinder is missing. To lock the doors, it's old school. When doors are closed, you simply move the handle down and it locks them. It's crazy. So you can lock up the whole thing. There's no like lock chamber here. You use this to lock it. You close them and then you pull them up or down. These are the original upholstery or door linings, door panels. Obviously this one's in good shape. Isn't that unbelievable how good that looks? It amazes me. Now some of them don't look as good. That one's wrinkly, but it's original. This gold, this is what comes with the deluxe or the custom. Obviously it needs to be pulled off, heated, and then some glue applied, and then push these back in. But these are original and all the doors have them. It's pretty sweet. The carpet, do I want to get to the carpet? Not yet. Look at this stuff, man, it's cool. And metal, that is metal. So you could put in the new felt to seal up the windows. But that is cool. These obviously are original and need to be replaced. You can buy that online. Let's see, what about the body? This is the one door that's wavy. I don't know, you can kind of see it's wavy. And there's no hard creases, really, but it is wavy. Try to give that idea to you. Didn't mess up anything with the door. It closes fine. You can see that these are all even. There's nothing out of whack. It works fine, but it is slightly wavy. All the windows work. Sorry, millennials, but you have to crank the windows down by hand. They work fine. These work fine. This is worn, but it's original. This thing was like $300 online. Insane. It has all the wheel caps. So these are all original, unblemished. There's no dents in them. I priced them out on eBay yesterday. $500 for a set. That's just that. $500. So this vehicle is 95% complete and original, which I think is what makes it valuable. Let's see what else on the outside. Like I said, the lights all work. Oh, this hitch is not original. It had an original hitch, but it wasn't safe. So this has been welded onto the frame so that hitch is a beast. And I have towed an Airstream with it. This is not hooked up. This is, I don't know if this is original or not, but the wiring is not hooked up. It is missing one. I don't know if this came with it. I mean, it has one that works, but the license plates light is missing on that one. I have a second back window that is also not cracked that comes with it. Let's see what else on the outside. Okay, that's good for that. Like I said, doors all work. This is new upholstery. very close to the original. Sorry, there. Very close to the original, but you couldn't find the original pattern anymore. So I had them do it as close as possible to the original, and they're super comfortable, as you could imagine. Dashboard is, as you can imagine, cracked. This is a classic spot for it to be cracked. You can get a replacement to fit, but the dashboard looks pretty sweet. I showed this in another video. The carpet is new. I bought the carpet online and had it installed, but the other one obviously would be nasty, so that one was pulled out. The headliner is original, but it's missing one panel, which started to bow. This is just the wire for the lights in the back, but it started to bow, so you just need a replacement panel for that. The sun visors, they're original, and they work and they stay up. It's an original rear view mirror. The knobs all match. There's no bastard knobs from a different vehicle, so that's something that's important. Glove box obviously works fine. Fuses. Places to set your drink. Won't work unless it's running, but it's not cracked. So you have the horn ring, which works fine, and the beautiful International Harvester logo. The gauges all work. Seat belts are all in place. You probably can't see this on the camera, but oh yeah, you can probably see it. There's like a little discoloration. There's a section that I think there was a car cover laying down, and so the carpet got a little bit bleached over the years where the car cover was not. It was not sitting, so just so you're aware of that. But it's hard to notice. This is not the original bed. This was a rubber mat. Of course, they all fall apart, and it was falling apart. And underneath that is plywood. So I have installed a wood bed to this, which I think looks much classier. So that's super cool. This is where the spare tire is. This is not the original cover. I have the original color, but it has been shrunk by the sun. So, and the retainer for the wheel also is used on the jack. So, just want to point that out. That's all original there. Yeah, the armrests are in place. This comes forward. You can lay down. And the seat can come up against, this one here if you want to load up something bigger. All the armrests are there. The door handles, the window cranks, all original, all in place. None of the lighting's been changed. Look at kind of the Art Deco. That is super cool. I mean, this is stuff that turned me on about this vehicle. Is even though it's a 66, it has elements of design elements from previous generations. Stuff like this door handle or the window crank. What's funny is this usually matches all of the pulls on the dashboard, but not on a custom. These, which they all match in the vehicle for the window cranks. But when you went up in custom models, which you got all these trim pieces and all that, then those pulls look like that. Well, they all match. Seen lots of trucks that have nothing matching. Let's look at the engine bay. You just pull this here. You got to use. There we go. Probably could replace this. This is the insulation. It's original. I have the oil bath filter off. That's an original oil bath filter. I took it off so you could see the carb. It is a Holly carb 2-barrel. The engine itself was pulled, rebuilt, repainted. The whole engine bay repainted. I showed this in a different video when it was running. Obviously it's got some yellow pollen on it. That's all that stuff is. But it's real nice. The original jack is here. The stickers are in place. The windshield wipers work. The windshield motor works. Changed out the single brake cylinder for a dual master cylinder. All new steel brake lines. Steering wheel pump works fine. What else we got on here for you? Oh, I installed this, just a regulator, because the original pump wasn't working and I wasn't sure what kind of pressure I was getting. So I put those in to see the pressure, and when the original pump wasn't working, then we installed the electric pump, which is down there. You can kind of, well, it's easier to see in the wheel well. So that is an electric pump. And then it puts out the proper amount of fuel pressure, which is good to know. Now this thing would be cool if you put fuel injection on it. Then this thing would be a sleeper. But right now it's a casual cruiser. Go get ice cream with the family, maybe pull your Airstream. Exhaust is all new. These pipes were rusted. So those are new. I don't think this one is fitted as well. I think that coupling, that coupling down there isn't as tight as it should. And so I think there's times I notice some exhaust from the exhaust manifold going to the pipes leaking. So that doesn't need to be tightened up. These are all new power steering lines, by the way. That power steering pump was rebuilt. Power brakes work. While I'm here, rust. So where do we have any uglier rust? This little bubbling here, but this part here, this section. It is just that right behind where the bumper is. That needs to be ground down and painted. There's some in these wheel wells. Well, there's still some leftover protectant, but it's not terrible. There are no holes here. If you can see, that's the engine VIN and code. It says V304. That's the original. So none of this is rotted, but it has some surface rust, and that's the old undercoating. There is rust in the back. Not here. This looks good. This side looks good. I think it's on the other side. There. That little section there. So that's the rust that is kind of rot. Underside is actually real nice. Fully boxed steel frame, American steel. The gas tank over there, that was dropped, drained, the whole treatment for rust, and then resealed. Well, I hope that explains some things, helps you decide. If there's any questions, let me know. Lots of parts come with it. 2 original fuel pumps. Like I said, the windshield, filters, stuff to keep it going. All the maintenance has been kept up by myself because that's what I do. All right. Look forward to you guys bidding.